Hello, I'm David Kelly. I'm 44 years old. I live here in Kerlaholm in Dumfriesshire. As you can see, it's a lovely place to stay, but there's just no a lot of work around the area at all. I was educated in Cumnock in Ayrshire. Although I enjoyed being at school, secondary school, and at that age I was a bit naive, maybe a bit gullible, and I think I had a bit too much carry on in my head as opposed to being academic. I left school at 16. I was offered a couple of potentially good YTS courses at the time, which could have led me into like good employment. But unfortunately, I had too much carry on in my head, too much stupidity, and refused them, which I've always regretted, to be quite honest. Although for over 20 years I worked in production in factories, I've always had an interest in care. On finishing my last job, which was also in a factory, I got in touch with Dumfries and Galloway's Employability Services, and I spoke to them about how interested I was in care. So they helped support me and actually get me into a care programme, a 12-week care programme, which was absolutely fantastic and really gave me a taste to push myself further and get further into the care sector. So after the second course that I did in care, it really inspired me to want to educate myself and push myself to get further into that kind of line of work. So I applied and was lucky enough to get a place on that. It was a vocational health and social care course. That was at Dumfries and Galloway College. I absolutely loved it. Absolutely loved it. It was a year's course, full-time course. The support that I got was fantastic. The tutors were fantastic. They couldn't do enough to help and support you, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. In total on the course of vocational health and social care, I believe there's 17 units. I passed every single unit, luckily enough. I sat my higher care exam at the end of it. I passed it. So basically I got a higher care certificate from that, and I got my 17 units, and I got a National Progression Award to allow me to go on and do HNC social care this year. In all honesty, I've never really had confidence when it comes to learning. I've kind of lacked that, and I mean, to go back to college, to a school environment after like 30 years, for me, it's absolutely daunting for the first week. It really was, but you know, once you get to know a couple of people and that, I was quick to settle in. You do settle in surprisingly quick, and I really am glad that I stuck in, because now I'm on HNC social care, which I'm really looking forward to this year, because you get a 60-day placement, and it's helping people. I mean, me personally, I don't know 100% yet what area I want to get in. I love care. I know that's what I want to do as a career from now on. But there's so many sectors. I mean, there's the elderly, there's vulnerable, there's handicapped people with learning difficulties, there's homeless, there's people really struggling out there, and they do need support. And I'd like to be there to help support them. I'm undecided about what area of care I want to work in, but I think after this year and after doing my placement, I should hopefully have a bit more clarification as to where to maybe try and get into work straight away, or even there might even be the potential to go to university to do a ME in social policy. I think now at a maturer age, learning for me is really even more important to get me into employment, basically. I don't think I could ever stop. I think I've got to just keep going, because I think once you achieve one thing, it does inspire and push you on to achieve more. That's personally, that's what's happened for me, and I just want to keep learning and go as far up the learning ladder as I possibly can. So my advice to MD that feels they're stuck in a rut, maybe long-term unemployed, take every chance that you can get and find out what you really want to do, because it's all trial and error. Dumfries and Galloway Employability Services for me really pushed me and supported me, gave me everything that I needed to get to where I am just now, and now I'm looking to go further. The service has been fantastic for me and many other people that I know locally. And because we live in a rural area, it can be tricky to get into employment and get back into the way of working in that, especially when there's no local jobs and you're having to travel 30 mile either way to a town. I would definitely recommend learning what you can. Find out what you're interested in. Try this, try that, do voluntary work, do courses. But find what you want to do and chase it 100%, absolutely.